Escaping the 9 to 5 grind, building a business in 72 hours. You want to know what happens in the first 14 hours? Stick around and watch. I'll tell you what I did, and you can follow along and build your own income generating internet business in 72 hours. Hi everyone, my name is Jacques Snyman, and as you know by now, I help busy professionals do personal development to create a more secure future for themselves and their families. Right, I want to get right into today's content. This is a follow-on on last week's discussion where I started and said I put this crazy challenge out to myself in terms of building a business in 72 hours. So, two things I want to focus on today. The first thing is, what are the steps you need to follow? Where do you start, right? Where do you actually kick off this process? Second thing is, what are the ways in terms of which you can make money in an internet business online? Let's take one step back. So what's the definition of an internet business? It simply is a profitable exchange of goods or services on the internet. And it does two things, right? It generates an income for you, the supplier, either in the form of goods or services you sell, and it solves a problem, or it provides value in some form, or it even can create or facilitate a transformation for the user or the customer. So that's what an internet business is. Remember, we are on the journey of actually developing a business that can generate income. That's what we signed up for. Right, so what are the steps? There are 7 steps in total, and again guys, there's many sources for this. There are many ways in which you can do this. This is a simple one that I think works, and this is the one I'm following. The very first step is to go sit down by yourself and do some brainstorming. Come up with all the possible ideas that you can create a business around, right? So write it down. Generate at least a list of, say, 30 or so options or priorities. Then the second step is choose the top 3, right? The top 3 in the sense that they are the ones that you will stick around with for a long, long time and will be able to actually create content around because you're passionate about it and you've got an interest in it. That's step 2. Choose the top 3. Then you've got to do 2 little steps with each of those 3. You've got to validate that it makes sense. In other words, you've got to confirm that there's a market for it. Are there people out there that will be interested and willing to actually buy stuff around that niche or that theme? And then the second thing you've got to do is, of the 3, you've got to choose 1 because you haven't got enough time to do any more than just 1. That step 2, guys, is a difficult step, right? The brainstorming and then the process of coming up with the top 3 and then eventually making a choice about the top 1 that you're going to take forward really is difficult. And if you do it properly and thoroughly and intimately, it's going to take some time. Okay, in total, that took me about 6 hours over the last week. Right. If you come up with the themes, right, the top 3, please be realistic. Choose those that will have a market. If you have a passionate interest in the secret life, love life of the crimson jellyfish or whatever, you might be passionate about that, but you're going to struggle to find a market for it. Okay, so my examples included things like engineering, consulting, teaching, wine, believe it or not, strategy, the art of facilitation, coaching, a whole bunch of stuff. I had a huge list. I had to then choose the top 3. So I chose the top 3 as the niches of personal development, consulting, and teaching online specific courses that aligns obviously with my interest. So the one that I chose for this YouTube channel of mine is personal development. I fully understand that it is a very tough market and a very contested market, but I truly believe that there's a little tribe in there that wants to hear what I've got to say and how I share aspects of life mastery and personal development. So I'm choosing personal development or personal growth or personal mastery if you want. That's most definitely the niche that I'm choosing. Just a side note, apart from that, remember I said last week that you should also choose either freelancing or you should go look for a remote job. So in the meanwhile, I've shared that with you guys. I've actually got a remote job. I'm working as a consultant, so I've got an income already. That helps, that generates an income, and that pays for the bread and milk right now. So while I've got that in place, I'm building this internet business. That was step 2. So choose the top 3, validate them, that they make sense, right? And then choose 1. The next step says, okay, now go out there, define the URL or choose a URL. That's just the website name that you want to go get. Buy the damn thing, host it. That's step 3. Step 4 is just simply go and create that basic website, right? So create a banner, put the name up there, create some basic content, create your your privacy policy, create the bits and pieces that's needed for a basic website. I'm using WordPress. You can use any of the other methods or means if you want, but WordPress really is the one that is used for probably 80-90% of websites out there, so I chose to use that one. So I've built the basic website as well. Start creating content. I chose one channel to work on and to get really good at, and that's YouTube, right? That's the other thing I want to mention. You need to choose one channel of social media or one channel of distribution as well and get really good at it. Why? Simply because you don't have enough time to do, for example, Pinterest, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and a couple of other things. You're not going to have the time. So choose one of those, the one that makes most sense for you. For me, it was YouTube. I'm quite comfortable doing this. YouTube works for me. It's pretty straightforward. There's no real complexity around it. Okay, so that was step number 4, was create the basic website. Let me quickly work through the last 3 steps. They are a little bit more elaborate. Step 5 says create content and publish consistently. Do some basic search engine optimization on your site and on your YouTube channel. Start looking at things like keywords and start working around those. I've started that step as well. The 6th step says generate traffic, and that's where you literally get people to want to come to your website or want to come to your YouTube channel and watch these things. That's generation of traffic. And then the 7th one, which for me is still in the future, is make an offer of some sort and sell a product, right? So that's where we really want to get to. So there's the 7 steps. There are other models as well. As I said, there's a model that Miles Beckler proclaims. He calls it the tech model. He talks about traffic, email. He talks about cash flow or commissions. That's the money side of it. And then he says the H is for help. So it's TECH, traffic, emails, commissions or cash flow, and help. And he says traffic is what you need, right? That's the lifeblood. The email list is crucial for your business going forward because that just simply means that you are then in charge of your business. You own that. The cash flow is the selling of product, and the help is the focus that you should have in terms of you want to help your customers or the people that actually go to your website. So ways to make money. I've shared with you in the past as well, but here's the 5 key ones that I've looked at yet again. The first one is sell your own stuff on a marketplace like eBay or Etsy or whatever the case might be. It's a proposition, guys. If you've got some stuff that you don't want or that you don't use anymore or something like that and it makes sense for you, go for it. I'm not doing that one. The second one is add revenue on your YouTube channel or on your website. For me, that's a longer term thing. I'm just parking that for now. I will look at that later on. I'm not focusing on that right now. The third one is selling affiliate products. That one I'm most definitely focusing on. That's going to be one of my means of generating income. The fourth one is to create something. Create digital products, for example, or to offer coaching or consulting on the internet. That's one that I most definitely will be pursuing. I'll be looking at courses, and I will be looking at consulting on the internet. And then the 5th one is freelancing. So that's where you go and have a look at your skills, you package it, you create a gig on Fiverr or something like that, and you start selling it. So the 2 I chose is affiliate marketing and the creation of digital products, specifically courses around my areas of interest. And next week I will elaborate more about that. So the bottom line is, go out there, brainstorm, validate your ideas, choose one specific niche, okay? And then choose one specific platform, all right? And then start doing the stuff. The other aspect that I wanted to mention is don't forget about mindset. I still work on mindset every single day, all right? It's really, really important. If this has got value for you guys, just like or subscribe to this channel. I'll keep on, sharing this journey with you. Last thing I wanted to quickly mention is, if this is your mission, your homework for the next week is to do steps 1 to 5, right? So go think up those ideas, choose a niche, choose the top 3, validate them and choose the niche, go find the URL and buy the website, host it, right? Start creating content. Those are the first 5 steps of your journey. Do them and follow along as you hear my little blurbs every week. I'm hoping this has value for you guys. I'm hoping that this at least gets you to think about how to generate a side income and in that sense, create a more secure future for you and your family. We'll chat again next week.